What is up, everybody? It's your girl Juju the Master Manifestor, and I am back with another video.
Root doctor, I don't buy no other doctor in this land. I'm a first-class root doctor. I don't buy no other doctor in this land.
Hey, you guys. So I just got out of the shower. This part's probably gonna be blurred out because I just know how I am. But I just got out the shower. I washed and conditioned my hair. I have a reading tonight at 8. But I did want to talk to you guys a little bit about what happened last night. When I say I'm still mind blown. So last night, today is August the 23rd. So on the 22nd, I laid down to take a nap. And for those of y'all who don't know, I currently have COVID, so I have not been feeling my best, but I'm just now getting back to work this week. So it's been a good week, but it's been crazy to say the least. So I'm just going to do my hair as I talk to y'all about what happened, because everything ties into like tonight and what's going on tonight. So I'm gonna try to like include the details, but I'm gonna try to like use discretion, if that makes sense. So yesterday, I took a nap. It had to be around I can't remember what time specifically, but it had to be like around 8 or something like that. Well, I woke up around 8. But you guys, I have dreams about some of my clients, but I don't always share my dreams because I just feel like your dreams are like something that is private and sacred to a certain extent. So I personally don't share all my dreams. I will if I feel called to, though. But with this specific dream, so I was carrying, in the dream, I was almost SA'd by this bald white man. So he had like a really big head. What I do remember about his face, well, I could still see his face vividly, but he had blue and green veins in his head, and he had like this creepy weird smile on his face. So that happened at my TT's house, and after that happened, I remember getting dressed. Sorry, I'm trying to put my earring. But after that happened, I remember getting dressed, picking out my outfit like quickly, and then I ran out the door. So in the dream where I was at, it was at the top of a hill, but I had to like go down the hill, and the hill swooped back up. So when I get to the top of the hill, I made it to one of my clients or mentees. I made it to her grandmother's house. And the reason I knew it was her grandmother was because her grandmother looked like her, and everybody there looked like her. So I knew the dream had to be about her, and she was there too. So I walk in the house and I greet everybody. I walk, you know, and I speak. First person I speak to is her grandma. Her grandma gave me like a kiss on the cheek, and I ended up started talking to everybody else. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So keep in mind, I told y'all that man, he tried to rape me earlier that day, which was traumatizing. But in the dream, it was more of a focal point of like I was carrying that secret around, And for me, it felt so heavy. Like it felt like a burden on me. Like I was carrying around all of this trauma, and it just happened so fast, right? So I make it to the top of the hill, walk in her grandma's house. I greet her grandma. Her grandma was very quiet, and there wasn't an emphasis on her face. So to me, that let me know that she was deceased in real life. So what I did, I went and sat next to her cousin. Keep in mind, there was only one boy cousin there, and the boy cousin just so happened to be the cousin that I did. So her first ancestor reading, we spoke to this cousin. And this is very deep, so I want you guys to like, this is like a little trigger warning, but pretty much in real life, this cousin molested her when she was younger. They were both young. So her first reading was speaking to this cousin, right? So in the dream, there was a cousin there, a boy cousin, and I was sitting next to him, and we were talking. And so it was just casual conversation, but I just remember in the dream I kept thinking, man, I got this secret, like I'm carrying this secret, and it was like bothering me so much, to the point to where it's just like that's all I wanted to do was get that off my chest. But it's like nobody was listening to what I was saying, right? So I remember talking to the cousin. He was like, how you been? How you been? And I told him how I'd been. We were talking. We were just chopping it up. And then next thing I know, I'm meeting all my mentee. I was meeting all of her cousins and her daughters. So the house was full of women, like all women. Like it had to be about 15 people in that house. And it was a smaller house. So the grandma was showing me like all of this stuff whole time. She's showing me everything in that house. So I'm talking to all the little girls. They're like running up to me. They're hugging me and stuff like that. And so again, I'm holding on to this secret. So I'm like keeping it together pretty much. Like I'm holding everything together. But deep down inside, like I'm low-key going through it because I have the secret. So my client, she's sitting up against the wall, right? Like she has her arms folded like this. And she's sitting up like propped against the wall, and her face is just like stale. Like you can't really read. You could tell like something's bothering her, but she's just quiet, and she just like, the best way to describe it is just stale. So in the dream, I'm not really focused on that. I'm just like observing, but also I have this secret. I know I keep saying that, but that's like that's how serious it was. Like it was, to me in the dream, I knew I was supposed to be telling my secret, but it just seemed like everybody else coming across wasn't really like letting me talk in a weird way. Like I couldn't get it out. So again, the cousin, I was sitting next to him for a minute. He asked me how I was doing. I ended up getting up, and then all the little girls started hugging me. And I remember one of the young ladies, like some of the people in the dream, I knew them in real life. But like for instance, the boy cousin, in my dream, he was somebody that I went to college with, and his name was Chris. And so that was Spirit's way of showing me the correlation between the names, the C. So the cousin that I did her first ancestor reading with, who is deceased, the boy, his name starts with the C. So that was Spirit's way of letting me know, like, C. And he was the only boy there. So he was sticking out like a sore thumb, pretty much. So y'all, all this stuff is happening in the living room, and my client's there, her grandma's there, like she's standing right across from her grandma. So her grandma didn't really say anything, and it feels like her grandma didn't really want me looking at her in the dream. That's what I do remember. So I also remember that I didn't feel like myself. Like I felt out of it. Like I felt drunk. I felt sloppy, sweaty. Like I just didn't feel like myself. I felt like I was hungover and I hadn't had any food. So I just remember feeling like that, and like I just need to get stuff off my chest. So next thing I know, I don't remember having a conversation with my mentee in the dream, but there was like an understanding that I could take her car and drive home, because I walked to her granny's house, right? Now, I have a car in real life, so I don't know why I was walking, but I didn't have a car in the dream. So I had walked like down this big ass hill and walked up a big ass hill to get to her granny's house, because in the dream her granny's house sat on the corner. And the best way to describe it is like I'm walking down this hill. It's like this deep slope, and then it swoops back up, and then her granny's house was off to the right. It's on the right side, but this is her granny's house. This is the road coming up. This is her granny's house at the top, and then there's a street that goes like in front of her granny's house. So keep in mind, I had an understanding with my client that I was going to take her car and drive home. So I get in the car. I get in her car. It was like a gold SUV car, and it was like very high tech. And so I remember thinking, oh, I can drive this, but I'm not seeing outside the car. I'm just seeing inside the car. And again, I'm out of it. I feel drunk. I feel sweaty. I feel hot. So yeah, I just remember feeling like that. So next thing I know, my client's auntie, don't ask me how I knew it was her auntie. It was just a knowing. Like, I just knew it was her auntie in the dream. Like, I knew who every single person was in this dream. So her auntie comes up to the car and she's screaming. She's like, who are you? Like, where are you going? Like, you're hitting my car. So she just starts going off on me, y'all, like going in. She's like, you're hitting my car. And I was apologetic, and I was like, I'm sorry. And I go to like try to tell her, like, I get out the car and I go to try to start telling her the reason why I'm acting like this, like the reason why I'm not acting like myself. But again, nobody was really listening to me. It was just like, everything was happening so fast, but it's like nobody was really listening to what I was trying to say. So I get to, so we're outside of the car, whatever, as all of this is happening. I keep trying to share my secret. I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm talking in circles. I'm trying to move fast because I have a reading tonight. It's currently 7:25, so I gotta hurry up. So the auntie is fussing at me. The auntie was like short. She had like wide hips. She was like more dark skinned than, like, she wasn't dark skinned, but she was brown skinned, but she was darker than like the rest of the family. So she stood out to me. Same thing with the boy cousin. Like, they were the only ones that were dark skinned. So they were standing out to me like a sore thumb. So my client, next thing I know, after she fusses at me, we're all like standing in a sister circle, and it had to be about 15 of us, and we're all in a circle and we're telling our testimonies. Literally in the dream this happens. So I guess that we were all gonna pray together. But as soon as it got to me, it was about to be my turn to share my secret. I woke up. When I tell y'all, pissed off ain't the word. I was so fucking mad I woke up, because how dare I wake up and I went through all of this struggle in the dream, all these obstacles, ran into all these people, and I still didn't get a chance to share my story. That bothered me so much. So as soon as I woke up, I didn't even get out the bed, because if I would have got out the bed to use the restroom like I normally do, I would have forgot that dream. But her granny did not want me to forget that dream. Her granny wanted me to tell her that dream, and I just knew, like, it was on my heart to share it with her. So I posted in my group, and I told her, I'm like, I just had a dream about your whole family. It was so many girls, like so many women, different ages, and I'm just sharing with her like the dream, share with her like all the details of how her grandma's house looked and everything, because like it was, I knew, like, it can't nobody tell me like what her grandma showed me was not real. So I'm sharing this information with her, and she's blown away, y'all. So I'll just start with the house. She tells me that where she's from and where her granny lives, because she's from Georgia, where her granny house sat was on a hill. So they would refer to it as going up the hill when she would go to her granny's house. What's the odds? Because I told her, like, this house sat on the hill. This is what this grandmother was showing me. this house on the hill. So that was a synchronicity. Then I told her like how the house was small, but like I described the house to a T. So I had told her like I was describing to her the couch that her granny was sitting on. She said it was spot on. She said I'm gonna actually let y'all listen to some of the voice messages, because I feel like at this point I'm telling the story, but I want y'all to hear what my mentee was saying. But I don't know if I have enough time for that right now, but I will make sure I do that. But y'all, when I say I'm not capped, so I'm not going to tell y'all all the details because I feel like some of it is personal, but the significance of that white man that was trying to rape me, it's crazy. That was the same man that had her grandpa killed, which is one of the family secrets that the grandma wanted me to know about and the grandma brought up. And so she was talking to me, my client was talking to me about like family curses and how she feel like family curses because like a lot of people were dying and it was like traumatic ways and they were all dying like the same way. And so we're gonna address all of that tonight. I'm excited, but just to know that the synchronicities, y'all, and then even get this part. So y'all know how I was in the dream, how I was like, I was describing how like I felt drunk and dizzy and stuff like that. Her grandma told all her little business because she told me that the past week she had been getting off of work, coming home. As soon as she get home from work, she would have a drink and she would get in the bed and go to sleep. When I tell y'all, we was up all night. Like, it felt like we was solving a mystery. Like we stayed up, like we had to stay up till like past midnight. We were staying up talking about this. So many synchronicities, so many things that just could not have been a coincidence. I mean, it was beyond a coincidence. But I'm psychic for real. Like, it's to the point, like, it's not even funny no more. Like, I just love my gift and I love how it took me a long time to get here, but what it was, I had to learn to trust my intuition. I had to learn to trust the things that I was seeing because I don't be capping. Plain blank period. So let me see. It's 7:30. So I'm gonna give myself 15 minutes to finish doing my hair, and I'm gonna play some of the voice messages. Everybody's pumped up in the group chat because yeah, I mean, everybody was witnessing like what I was talking about, the dream, and they witnessed it unfolding. Like we were sending each other voice messages back and forth, and she was just sharing like all the synchronicities, and so everybody was like witnessing that, which I thought was amazing. She shared pictures of her grandma. But y'all, get this, the auntie that was like fussing at me, I was like, who is this woman? And I described her. She said, that's my dad's sister, and she told me what her name was. I'm gonna show y'all a picture of her. I said, not her little mean self smiling in the picture. I'm gonna show y'all the auntie. I'm not gonna show y'all it like all the family, but y'all, it was so crazy because this is how everybody looked. This is the auntie, the dimples. Let me show y'all the man in the dream that raped me. And I told her, I'm like, I described him, I'm like, he got a fat head, he had veins in his head, he was smiling, he had like a creepy smile. But the emphasis was he was a bald head man. So she sent the first picture she sent, I'm like, I can't really tell, but he does have the same face structure and body. But I'm like, was he bald headed? So this is the first picture she sent. And I'm like, that looks similar to him. Then get this, they made a movie after this man because he was like a serial killer where they live. So he was connected to like how her grandpa got killed and stuff like that. So then she sent this picture. When I say this picture creeped me the fuck out, I can't. This picture creeped me out. Can y'all see? Ugh, look how weird he looked. This is him. Look at this. The bald head. This is him in court. Y'all, no cap. No fucking cap. So I just find all of this insane because I feel like this man has something to do with the secret. But anyways, just to give you guys like, just to bring it full circle, I feel like I was channeling her energy in the dream, because she ended up telling me like she hadn't been like basically taking the best care of herself. Like she hadn't been making sure she was eating. So pretty much I feel like her grandma was concerned, and they were showing me what was going on with her. And so when I was telling her all of this, it's like it was clicking for her in a different kind of way. Like, okay, she is really tapped in. Like she is not just telling me surface level stuff. Like she is telling me some deep stuff. So all this had to happen. Like all of this had to happen. And keep in mind, today is her reading. So this was the day before her freaking reading that all of this stuff took place. Y'all cannot tell me I'm not tapped the fuck in. Make sure y'all join the mentorship because it's really life-changing. And she's only been in my mentorship. This is her 2nd month being in my mentorship. So if this could happen within a month, that says a lot. So I'm gonna let y'all listen. I gotta hurry up because I don't have that long. So
I want to apologize to everybody because I've been really not feeling myself. And I think it's just work. It's just been like low vibrational. I've been stressed out because of work. But Julie, like reading what your dream was about gave me chills, and my cousin's name was actually Curtis. That is crazy. And you said that you met a lot of women. There's a lot of people in on my paternal side of the family. A lot of wide-hip, childbearing women. That's crazy.
yep. Y'all, in the picture she freaking sent me is what blew my mind because nothing but women. Nothing but freaking women. And I'm going to show y'all a little clip. I'm trying to hurry up. I'm going to show y'all. Because I want y'all to hear the rest of the messages. But I want to show y'all the picture without, you know. I'm not going to show it like super, super up close. But I want y'all to see like the women. Like, she found this picture last night. This is all of them. All women. And I'm like, you mean to tell me Spirit showed me all of y'all? It's just so crazy, y'all. But as we start talking more and more, we start revealing, like I start revealing more details of the dream, and that's what was freaking her out.
You were definitely at my grandma's house. Because when we were growing up, we were referred to like, we went down the road, we were going over the hill. And if we came back, because like my cousins, their grandma lived down the street. And so you have to walk a little bit, but it was what they considered to be over the hill. And the house did sit somewhere on top of the hill. It wasn't a fancy house or anything like that, but what you described was definitely my grandma's house. And then you said that my cousin was eating chicken. If memory serves me right, he definitely
Did I tell y'all that part? About the boy cousin, he was sitting there smashing chicken.
I can't see my grandma's face. My grandma is deceased.
Yep.
So that is telling. As far as the aunt that you saw, if she's darker skinned, then it had to be my aunt's sister.
She was trying to say her dad's sister.
She's also deceased as well. And she was our aunt that when we were growing up, we considered her to be mean because we were like, she gave mean, she gave Sadidi.
Yep. When I say she went off,
remember about her,
she went off on me.
She had dimples, and she would always come to my grandma's house like during the summertime. And you know, like back then, it was my grandma's house and my cousin Curtis. Their house was across the street, and then my other cousin's house, like it was beside my grandma's house, and it was a trailer. So she would come down like during the summer, the one that I'm thinking about, my aunt's sister, and she would be like, okay, all y'all gotta get out of mother's house, and I'm gonna clean it, and I'm gonna do this. Like she was that type. So when you said like she was fussing, that sounds like her. And you know what's even more like crazy to me? She had a son. You know, his name is Sam.
So she starts telling me about her, the auntie.
He has,
So one of her cousins, the same day that we had this dream, the auntie that was fussing me out, one of her sons passed away the same day. So I said, I feel like your grandma came to me for a couple of different reasons. First reason being there has been a death in the family, but also she is concerned because my mentee have not been taking the best care of herself and pretty much just kind of swooping back into like old patterns, which are not the best patterns. And so that is where we made that connection. So we talked a lot. So let me go. So let me let y'all listen to this.
So the one that I was telling you about that you saw, sister, she's not my great aunt. She's actually my aunt. Like, that's my dad. That is my dad's sister. But it's like, and then you also spoke about how much love you felt. Do you know, over the years, like different people coming around, like we had a gathering, or for the most part, it was like a lot of times people would visit us because someone died, which is sad, but that's what would happen. And they will always say, like, I love coming around your family. Because they, like, y'all have so much love for each other. Like, I've never seen...
Yeah, I felt it. I felt the love.
The love that a family has for each other, like, it's unreal. So, that is crazy that you say that. And I just always thought, people just say, so just saying stuff. And now, I guess I've been, because I have a reading tomorrow. So I'm going to give you, like, a little backstory. I'm not trying to take up too much of your time.
So this is where she started talking to me about her grandpa, that whole situation. Let me see. Here's another voice message.
Just sitting here thinking, you remember, I feel like this reading, not that it's going to be a continuation of the last reading that I had, but I feel like, how my cousin was saying that I need to speak my...
So this is where we started talking about the correlation between me and in the dream and how it's basically like I had a secret. So I feel like paying attention to like how my client was acting in the dream and how she was like emotionally withdrawn and all of that stuff, it makes sense because the cousin that, molested her, he was eating his chicken. Like everybody else was like all smiles. It's like, but she was the one that was kind of standing out to me like a sore thumb. And it was mainly, she just seemed like disconnected. And so I was kind of like, I was wearing, for me, and I was telling her this, I'm like, I was holding it together fine. Like, I was going through a lot, but I was holding it together. Like, she was wearing it on her face. Because, like, I just remember, like, when the little girls were hugging me, like, I was like, hey, just acting like my normal self. But deep down inside, I was fighting demons. And it just so happened, this client, her first ancestor reading, the night before her reading, she had a dream about the cousin that molested her. And he told her that she needs to, what did he say, something about free your demons or something like that. And so we end up discovering, like, he wanted her to talk about her being abused. Like, even if that meant exposing like what he did, like he wanted her to start to like share her truth. So in the dream, the way that I was fighting for my life, the way that I was so frustrated because it just seemed like I would get so close to telling my secret and I never got the chance to. That was so frustrating for me. And so looking back, I was channeling my client's energy in the dream. Her ancestors wanted me to not only see how she was feeling, how she was showing up, but to also feel it. So I saw it, but I also felt it. So when I woke up, I was frustrated. I was like damn near mad that I didn't get to speak like my secret. So yeah, we got a lot to address today, but I'm excited. I'm ready. I finished my hair, you guys. Just something simple. I had washed my hair, so I just decided to like, so yeah, you guys, I'm actually about to hop on live at 8 p.m.
you. So my phone had died before I got a chance to listen to your very last voice message. When I tell you, I got chills. Like when you were describing the couch, I said, if she say flowers or anything like that, like, I'm going to throw this phone. And you said that is the kind of furniture she had. And when you said that I was sitting with my legs crossed, do you know, like, when I go to the doctor and get my like blood taken or anything, they always have to tell me to uncross my legs so they can get a better reading. Like, I cannot wait for tomorrow's reading. And you know what is so funny is, at this point, I'm just going to stop asking questions because, like, anytime that you ask me, okay, what do you want to ask, it never goes that way. It takes another turn. Every single, this will be my second one. The first one, I had questions. It went another way. This time, basically, I had questions, that I wanted to ask, and it's going a whole different way. I'm just excited for tomorrow. Like, you're truly the truth, and I have no words. I'm so amazed right now. I'm gonna say this because I'm just blown away by everything that was revealed tonight. I want to say I am so grateful. I can't say it enough that how grateful I am to be a part of a group like this. I've never been a part of a group so powerful, so pure, so loving. I haven't. And to know that I'm surrounded by ladies like that, it really truly gives me chills. And right now, I really have no words for it. So the only thing that I can think of right now is like, okay. And I can remember a few years ago, like, I was drinking heavy, and it wasn't, like, noticeable, but if people didn't know, like, the way that I was drinking, because I really was trying to mask a lot of problems. And it may have been about 5 or 6 years ago, but for you to say that you didn't feel like yourself, you were hot, you were, and then you also said that you would never ask anybody to borrow their car. Like, I was like that too. Like, I would never ask anybody for help, no matter how much I needed it. Like, I just felt like nobody would be there for me, and this is deep. This is really, truly deep, and I'm looking forward to the reading tomorrow because I know that there's a message for me, and it's definitely a continuation of what my cousin was saying, which is it's amazing.
This video has already been 30 minutes long. I'm probably going to speed it up just a little bit so it's not just like so choppy. But thank you guys for listening. If you guys want to know more about that situation, make sure you guys tap into, it's a live section on my channel where I do live streams for my client ancestor reading, so you guys can go find that video. Today is the 23rd of August, so you can just find the reading from August 23rd and get more insights. But I thank you guys for watching. This is Judy the Master Manifester, and I am out. All right, everybody say hey vlog.